Hey guys, welcome back. So today we'll be going over opposites and reciprocals. Let's look at our first example. So let's say you have negative 3.2. The opposite of negative 3.2, if it's negative, it's now going to be positive. The opposite of negative is going to be positive. So your answer here is going to be a positive 3.2. And then the reciprocal of negative 3.2 is going to be 1 over negative 3.2. Remember, you have your imaginary 1 under your negative 3.2. So if you flip your numerator and denominator, you are going to get 1 over negative 3.2. And to remove your decimal under your denominator, I'm going to multiply here top and bottom by the number 10. If I move my decimal one place to the right, that is my tens place. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 10 to get rid of that decimal. So my numerator here, 1 times 10 is going to be 10. And then your denominator now is going to be negative 32. Now I can simplify my 10 and my 32 because the number 2 goes into both. So 10 divided by 2, this is going to be 5. And then your denominator, 32 divided by 2, this is going to be 16. So now you have 5 over negative 16. And then in decimal form, this is going to be negative 0.3125 if you were to write this in decimal form. And then your fraction form would be 5 over negative 16. Remember, your negative could be in the denominator, or it could be in the numerator, or you can just add it to the middle of the fraction. What about the fraction 3 over 5? The opposite of 3 over 5 is going to be a negative 3 over 5. Remember, the opposite of positive is negative, and the opposite of negative is going to be positive. So just keep that in mind. And the reciprocal, if I flip my numerator and denominator, your reciprocal here is going to be 5 over 3. And these are your final answers here. What about the number 400? The opposite of 400 is going to be negative 400. And then the reciprocal of 400, remember you have your imaginary 1 under here. So if you flip your numerator and denominator, here you're going to get 1 over 400. And these are your answers here. 4 and 1/5. So we have a mixed fraction here. The opposite is going to be negative 4 and 1/5. This is going to be your opposite here. And the reciprocal here, when you're looking for the reciprocal, remember that you do need to convert your mixed fraction into an improper fraction first. So if I take my 4 and 1/5 here as an improper fraction, we have 4 times 5 and then plus 1. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21. So your improper fraction here is going to be 21 over 5. Now, I have my improper fraction. Now we're going to flip this. If I flip my numerator and denominator, your answer here is going to be 5 over 21. So the reciprocal of your mixed fraction here is going to be 5 over 21 as your answer. Negative 0.002. The opposite of negative 0.002 is going to be a positive 0.002. And the reciprocal, if you flip your numerator and denominator, you're going to get 1 over negative 0.002. Now, to remove the decimal in your denominator, we're going to move our decimal 1, 2, 3 places to the right, and that's going to be my thousands place. So I am going to multiply my top and bottom here by 1,000 to get rid of the decimal in my denominator. Your numerator here, you're going to get 1,000, and then your denominator here, you're going to get negative 2 as your answer. Now, when we divide 1,000 divided by negative 2, your answer here is going to be negative 500. So your reciprocal here is negative 500, and then your opposite is going to be a positive 0.002. Negative 4 over 9. The opposite of negative 4 over 9 is going to be a positive 4 over 9. And the reciprocal, if I flip my numerator and denominator, is going to be 9 over negative 4. And remember, you can put your negative sign in the denominator, you could put your negative sign in the numerator, or you can just keep your negative sign in the middle of your fraction. And because this is an improper fraction, if I were to turn it back into a mixed number, 4 goes into 9 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. 9 minus 8 is going to be 1. So as a mixed fraction, if you are going to convert this back into a mixed fraction, you're going to get -2. This is going to be your whole number. And then 1 over 4. So the number 1 here is going to be your numerator. And then 4 is going to be your denominator. So this is your mixed fraction here. This is your improper fraction here. And then this is your opposite. -3.7, the opposite of -3.7 is going to be a +3.7. The reciprocal here is going to be 1 over -3.7. To get rid of the decimal in your denominator, I'm going to multiply top and bottom here by 10. So my numerator, you're going to get 10 because 1 times 10 is 10. And then your denominator, you're going to get -37 as your answer. And since I cannot simplify any further, your final answer here is 10 over -37. And guys, another way that you can solve this if you were to find the reciprocal is you can just go ahead and turn it into a fraction from here. So -3.7 as a mixed number is going to be -3 and 7/10. I can turn it into an improper fraction from here. So 3 times 10, this is going to be 30. 30 plus 7, this is going to be 37 in your numerator. And then your denominator here is going to be 10. It's going to be a negative. And then if you were to flip your fraction from here, this is going to give you 10 over -37, which is what we received on the right side. 9 over 13. The opposite is going to be -9 over 13. And then the reciprocal here is going to be 13 over 9. -5 over 8. The opposite here is going to be 5 over 8, a +5 over 8. And then the reciprocal here is going to be -8 over 5. You're flipping your numerator and denominator. Or you can put your negative at the bottom, so you can say 8 over -5, or you can add your negative sign in the middle of your fraction. 1 over 2 pi. The opposite of 1 over 2 pi is going to be -1 over 2 pi. This is your opposite here. And then the reciprocal, if you flip your numerator and denominator, your reciprocal here is just going to be 2 pi. Let's look at this example here. 4m over 15. The opposite is going to be -4m over 15. And then the reciprocal here is going to be 15 over 4m. And this is going to be your answer when you flip your numerator and denominator. 14 over -t. The opposite is going to be a +14 over t. And then the reciprocal here, you're going to get -t over 14. 4 plus pi. The opposite is going to be -4 minus pi. This is your opposite here. And then the reciprocal here is going to be 1 over 4 plus pi. And these are your answers here. 1 and 7/8. The opposite of 1 and 7/8 is going to be -1 and 7/8. This is your opposite here. And the reciprocal here, remember, we're going to convert it into an improper fraction first, and then we're going to find our reciprocal. So as an improper fraction, 1 times 8 is 8. 8 plus 7, this is going to be 15. So 15 over 8 is your improper fraction. Now, if you flip your numerator and denominator, your answer here is going to be 8 over 15. Let's look at this example here, the square root of 12. The opposite here is going to be the negative of square root 12. This is your opposite here. And then the reciprocal is going to be 1 over the square root of 12. And these are your answers here. -3.4, the opposite is going to be a +3.4. And then the reciprocal here is going to be 1 over -3.4. And if I got rid of the decimal in my denominator, I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 10 to get rid of the decimal in my denominator. If I've moved my decimal one place to the right, that's going to be my tens place. So the numerator here is going to be 10. And then your denominator here is going to be -34. And I can simplify further because the number 2 goes into both the 10 and 34. So 10 divided by 2, this is going to be 5. And then 34 divided by 2, this is going to equal 17. And I do have my negative that I'm going to bring in my answer. So your final answer here is 5 over negative 17, and this is your opposite here. And remember, when you're looking at your decimal, if you do want to convert it into an improper fraction here, you can. So this is going to be negative 3 and then 4 over 10. 3 times 10, this is going to be 30 plus 4, that's 34. And this is going to be over 10. And you have your negative here. And then if you flip this, this is going to be 10 over 34. And then when you simplify, you're going to get 5 over negative 17 as well. 8.1 pi. The opposite is going to be negative 8.1 pi. And then the reciprocal, if you flip your numerator and denominator, because you have your imaginary 1 under here, so if you flip that, you're going to get 1 over 8.1 pi as your answer. The square root of 200. The opposite is going to be a negative square root of 200. And then the reciprocal, if you flip your numerator and denominator, you're going to get 1 over the square root of 200. And these are your answers here. All right, so that is all for today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.